Welcome our dear viewers and customers. Thank you for joining our live streaming from the EEC Facebook page. This is the first of many live streamings that we're going to have as part of our initiative to engage with you, our customers, especially in the general public. My name is Kaya Mavuso. I'm the Marketing and Corporate Communications Manager at EEC. Today I have the Executive Committee of EEC that is going to speak to you about the topic that we have posted today. Maybe before we start, may I extend our apologies for the technical glitch that we've had. Initially we were supposed to start at 11 a.m., but we're happy that we're seeing more people coming in to join our live streaming. May I kindly request that I first start with the MD, who's going to introduce himself as well as the rest of the EEC team members. Then we're going to take it forward from there.
Hello, dear viewers. My name is Patrick Matunjwa. I'm standing in for the MD today.
Good morning, dear viewers. My name is Ernest Mkonta. I am research and development and also looking after support services, which includes safety.
Morning, viewers. My name is Vusi Grama. I'm the General Manager Operations at EEC.
Thank you, GMs, for that introduction. As you can see, our dear viewers, that we have the executive of EEC, which shows the importance that we put onto this address that we're giving you today and the communication that we're dealing with today. Without wasting time, may I kindly request the acting MD to actually give his presentation based on the launch that we are doing today. Thank you, Baba MD.
Thank you, Kaya. Once again, hello, viewers. EEC actually has made significant strides in connecting the country, thereby fulfilling her mandate of electrifying the economy. The role that EEC plays is very significant, and it's also in keeping with the country's Vision 2022 National Strategic Vision, which projects that EEC, or rather there should be 100% electrification, reaching out to all citizens and communities in the country. And to date, EEC has achieved about 80% towards electrification of the country. Our initiatives include installing as well a safety culture within our organization through a successful adoption of various systems, as including the OSHA's 45001 of 2018, as well as the occupation, as well as the NOSA 5-star rating system. We also pride ourselves in ensuring proper environmental upkeep, as well as making sure that we continue to provide the electricity supply in a safely and reliable manner. We do note, however, that over the years, and indeed we continue to maintain, to pick the concern regarding the rising incident involving the electrocution of people who come into contact with live electricity wires. As a responsible corporate citizen, we cannot ignore that adverse statistics in our business. Therefore, we want to continue to urge and encourage people to always use electricity safely, and making sure that they take the necessary precautions when they are working with electricity. EEC continues to invest a lot of effort and resources, in particular towards raising public awareness, alerting our customers and indeed the citizens of the country on the dangers of electricity. Especially this happens when there's been fallen infrastructure during the hard weather conditions that we sometimes experience. We encourage that people always stay away from fallen power lines, and making sure that they always alert EEC when they notice such incidents when they've happened. However, since the start of the year, we have recorded and noted an increase in number of incidents. We have noted 5 fatalities, in particular involving young people, children mostly, of whom are school-going age. we want to launch as one of our safety campaign, a booklet that we are seeking to extend in particular to the reach out of every citizen and indeed customers of the company. We believe that children will find this readable and the messages that are articulated therein are clear and concise, alerting our young people of the dangers of inappropriate use of electricity. We approach this today in the form of this live stream where we want to interact with you, dear customers, as well as get your views in terms of how we can improve our safety awareness campaigns in a manner that is going to reach out and get the message across to every concerned citizen. Our safety campaign is characterized by the release of this booklet, as I already mentioned, and it provides useful information that is fit for consumption and indeed used by a cross-section of our customer base. Careful consideration has been made in giving this information to protect in particular the children, and then the safety booklet itself will be made available in the newspapers, and also it can be freely downloaded from our website, the EEC website. And to cement the safety message contained in this publication is that we also are going to continue to run subsequent media campaigns in the form of safety awareness campaigns that we shall be driving. And we are mindful of the fact that because of the COVID pandemic, people are, especially children, are still at home. So we believe that this is the right time to reach out to them. We want to call all customers and indeed citizens of the country, mostly parents, to take time to share this valuable information in the booklets with our children. And not only does this safety message provides useful tips in terms of how to act in situations where there may be unsafe conditions involving electricity, but also we plead with the nation to exercise more caution and vigilance to help us reduce the incidence of electrocution or electric shocks that may occur when people come into contact with electricity. Our company would like to extend its deepest condolences to those who have lost their loved ones through electrocution, but also we believe that through the messages that we'll be sharing with you today and indeed in subsequent platforms, that people will continue to work safe in as far as the use of electricity is concerned, and making sure that we also protect our children as well. We want to encourage that we engage today and have a successful discussion in terms of the safety awareness message that we intend to share with you today. We are open to taking your views and listening to also your comments in as far as assisting EEC, making sure that we improve our safety awareness campaign as well. Looking forward to a thorough discussion on this matter and indeed a fruitful event.
Thank you, MD, for that information. Dear viewer, then you have heard it from our MD that EEC has launched a safety campaign as we are approaching the rainy season, whose effects we've already seen. The company has come forward to say, here is a safety booklet that we can use, we can learn from, to ensure the safety of our children as well as everyone that is at home or within electricity infrastructure. Bekunene sitawukhumbula kokuthi inkampani beyishito ukuthi namuhla sitawuba lolu hlelo lokuthi sikhulume lapha ku Facebook. Longanga babe MD ke babe Mathunjwa la eceleni kwami ucetha nje kuveta ukuthi inkampani isukumisa umkhankaso wetekuphepha even ngekubona tindlela noma lizinga lekunyuka ngayo kulimala ikakhulu kwebantwana etindzaweni tekuphepha tagesi. Sitokhumbula bekunene ukuthi njengoba incumbi yalabanye abantwana bafundzela ngasemakhaya, sibonile sinkampani ngokuthi ungathi kukhula lokusetulu kwekulimala kwebantwana, kungiko-ke kwakhiwe le ncwajana lena lesekayivedile-ke babe MD kokuthi itawucala kuniketwa sive kusukela kusasa emaphephandzabeni alamuhla. Thank you, MD, for that insight. Maybe as we engage and we are inviting you, our dear viewer and customer, to share your insights or give us information that you want us to work on as we discuss about the safety issues in relation to electricity. Babe Matunjwa, you have indicated to us that you are looking at educating customers, most especially toddlers towards teenagers within our homes. Maybe posing a question to Babe Kama, who was our GM operations. What has the company actually done in terms of safeguarding the safety of our customers, more especially because some of the incidents that we have are centered around infrastructure within our homes? Is there something that the company has done to ensure safety from the technical side from our houses?
Yeah, thanks Kaya. Thanks to everyone listening at home. As the MD has already launched this safety booklet, the company has also responded to the high number of incidents that are actually being reported, where we have got fatal incidents, children dying. Mostly you find that they die whilst trying maybe to go collect a ball on top of roofs. Now, what the company has done, there is a new overhead conversion that we've actually done as a company. There are two types of connection that a customer can have to connect to an electricity line. It's either you can do it using an underground cable or you can do it using an overhead cable. What we have tried to address was the aspect of the overhead cable, because we realized that most of the incidents come from the overhead cable incidents. We've had cases whereby the EDEC cable that goes into the rooftop before it goes into the meter box will sometimes fail, and once it has failed, it will touch the roof of the tiles, and once that happens, that is where we have seen a lot of fatalities coming into the picture. So we've actually changed the way we connect our customers using the overhead conversion. Now what we do, we run the EDEC cable straight into the meter box, and we've done a lot of training, educating electricians on how to do this new connection. And all new connections from now going forward, we're not going to be connecting them using the overhead conversion, but we'll connect the cable straight into the meter box. Now, I've already mentioned that we have trained a number of electricians to actually respond to this, and it is important that our customers always consult with the right qualified technicians who have been tested to actually do this. And maybe I can also add, what is important for our customers as well is the issue of the earth leakage in the house. Most houses that were constructed a long time ago never used to have what we call an earth leakage. An earth leakage assists in the case where maybe there is a fault in the house. What it will do, it will then trip the main breaker, which then will make sure that the electricity is cut into the house, and that will prevent these fatal incidents that we're actually talking about. So basically, Kaya, from my side, it will be to emphasize that the company has actually done that exercise. We are now looking at how best to address the issues of the backlog, because now we've got more than 230,000 customers. Now you can imagine how many customers have similar connections, and we need to try and see how we address that. But going forward, we encourage that our customers should always make sure that when they connect their houses now using the overhead process, they use the new process that we have trained all the electricians to actually make sure that they do a proper wiring of the houses.
Thank you,
to
Kama.
make sure that houses are properly wired.
So we see that the company has actually improved on its safety processes in terms of the overhead connection exercise. We did see in the local media where the company was calling in all registered electricians or electrical wiremen to a training course to address some of those issues. Maybe coming to Babe Mkonda, what are the prevalent issues in terms of the electrocution of our customers? Where are the dangers from our customers? What should they look out for, and what does the book address in relation to that?
Thank you, Kaya. Good morning, viewers. Our observations from the safety side is that we have experienced deaths in areas where the connections are not done correctly, where installations have come loose and children crawl into those installations, and as you know, children are curious. They may even touch those wires, expecting to get some fun, but instead of fun, we have this tragic fatal electrocution, and it is very sad, and this is the reason why the booklet addresses the inside installations in the house to make sure that everything is done safely to avoid such incidents. We've also seen adults that get electrocuted because of poor or unsafe use of electricity. In instances where you need to have appropriate extension codes, you find that extension codes are frayed, and that causes fatal incidents. You also find adults working dangerously close to socket outlets, using hose pipes, particularly in the car washes. We've seen fatalities there as well that could have been avoided had the use of electricity been done safely. So this book addresses the types of installations, what to be avoided while you use electricity. For example, do not overload your socket outlets. Also, do not use frayed conductors, because that is what causes these fatal incidents. The other area that I would like our viewers to be mindful of, particularly where we have used guy wires to support our roofs, that also has caused a few incidents which have led to fatalities, particularly amongst toddlers. We request that if you need to support your roof, rather use something that is not conducting electricity, like a nylon wire, a nylon strap to support the roof from the ground. Also, as Mr. Gama had indicated, we request our viewers or our customers to make sure that they have a functioning earth leakage in the house, so that if there is any appliance that is faulty in the house, that earth leakage is going to cut out electricity to avoid incidents.
Thank you, Baba Mkonda, for that. Clearly, from what you are explaining, this book covers a whole number of issues that customers need to be aware of. Maybe coming back to you, Mr. Kama, customers always complain that the response that they get, especially on new electricity connections, takes too long. From the time a customer makes an electricity connection to the time that they actually get the electricity connection, it's too long. Probably maybe that is one of the reasons why sometimes customers find themselves making illegal electricity connections, which eventually lead us to the electrocution of our customers. What has actually the company done to speed up that connection process so that we avoid the issues that may come in hand?
Thanks for the question, Kaya. Clearly, as we have already mentioned, that some customers, not even some customers, most customers, they complain that quotations take too long for us to release. What we have done as an organization, as part of our strategy, we have what we call a connection process optimization that will soon be launching. The reason why we take too long is because we have got a long backlog of customers requesting for quotations. In most cases, we find that customers come and ask for a quotation. Once you give the quotation, let me make a simple example. Kaya Mavuso comes to ask for a quotation from EEC, and you give him a quotation, and maybe the quotation says 15,000. Then Kaya will then ask his wife to go and ask for the same quotation from EEC, hoping that the quotation will be a little bit cheaper. And the new connection process optimization is actually trying to address cases like that, where customers will now have to ask for a quotation as and when they are ready to connect. So you will have to finish your building your house and wiring your house. then you can come to EEC and ask for a quotation. That way, we'll actually minimize the backlog, and that once we launch this process, it will also assist us towards improving what we call on the ease of doing business, because mainly business customers also get affected by the same process of delaying to issue quotations, because it's because of this a lot of domestic customers that actually ask for revised quotations or ask for too many quotations, and they never implement. In some cases, you find that whilst they're still building the house, they come and get the quotation from EEC. So we've got what we call a quotation process optimization that we will soon be launching, and that will actually reduce the backlog to address the issue of long lead times in terms of the quotations.
Thank you, Mr. Kama. GM Research, Mr. Mkonda, what is the company actually doing to educate customers on what we're talking about, the safety of electricity? We are here today on a live stream speaking to our customers, but how far does the company go in terms of educating our customers within the rural communities and engaging them on the dangers of electricity?
Thank you very much, Kaya. When we embark on a new project in any community, the first thing that we do is conduct a workshop with that community, where we demonstrate to the community the safe use of electricity. We also demonstrate the dangers that come with unsafe use of electricity. We also are involved in the social media. We are also involved in the local broadcasting services. We have a program that runs on EBIS. We also have another one that runs on the Voice of the Church at particular days. And we bring in different people in those programs to explain different aspects of safety, particularly now that we are approaching summer.
Okay, thank you, Babe Mkonda. I can see we've got Babe Sakolo there, who's raising a question to say maybe the response rate that we have as a company contributes towards the illegal connections from customers. Maybe Babe Kama, can you explain to us what is the process of restoration in the event of a power outage? Maybe that will answer Babe Sakolo's question there.
Thanks, Kaya. Maybe this question is coming at the right time when we're actually approaching the high season. What we call the high season in our case is during the stormy season, when we've got a lot of adverse weather conditions. It could be wind, severe rain, lightning, etc. The restoration process that we normally follow, we try to make sure that whenever there is a major outage, we normally start with the substation and restore the main lines. And the individual customers we attend last, because if we were to attend the individual customers, it will actually prolong the process. So the process that we actually follow, it's a simple one. As a company, we have embraced technology to try and make sure that we respond on time to customers. So we encourage customers to report. Once the customers have reported, if the outages are maybe major and they affect a number of customers, then the restoration process will start by making sure that all the main lines are restored. Once the main lines are restored, then we attend to the individual customers. That is why in some cases you'll find that it takes time for us to actually restore customers. And in most cases, I've had incidents where a customer will say, it only took you something like less than a minute for you to restore my electricity once you have come to my place. But what customers miss is the aspect that we first have to troubleshoot the fault. And then once we're done with troubleshooting the fault, we make sure that we restore the main lines. Then we end with the individual customers. We'll just request our customers to bear with us in that regard, because it is important for us that we follow those processes to make sure that we do things safely and make sure that we don't harm the public or even our own employees. So there is a certain methodology that they actually follow to restore customer outages.
Babem Konda, from your division, Mr. Gama is saying there's a process that EEC follows, and that process has a bearing on the response rate that we have in terms of restoring electricity to our customers. From your side, what information would you like to share with our viewers to say, whenever there is a power outage, how important is it for EEC to also follow the safety precautions, even though it may have a bearing on the restoration rate?
Thank you, Kai. I think Mr. Kama has put it very well that safety comes first. Even for employees, safety must come first before they start working on the fault that is there. May I implore to our viewers that if there is a power outage in your area, whether that power outage is as a result of a storm or anything, treat that power line as live. Because if you do so, then you will not come close to it. I would urge that if you have come across a power line that is fallen down, your safety comes first. The safety of the public comes first as well. So make sure that in that area you alert everyone else that there is a fallen power line so that nobody comes closer to it, and quickly report that to EEC so that they can attend to that and make sure that it is safe for all that are near that area.
So for each and every power line, if you find it in a very abnormal position, whether on the ground or where it's not supposed to be, we treat it as a live power line. Thank you for that, Mr. Mkonda. Maybe as another question, Mr. Kama, one of the things that we normally hear EEC saying is that during the rainy season, we find a lot of electricity, we get a lot of damages in terms of our electricity infrastructure. What is the company doing to ensure safety so that the power lines do not fall and electrocute customers? What safety measures or a plan do you have on a normal basis to prepare for this rainy season? There was a question again from another customer there to say, why are we not removing the overhead power lines and probably going underground or changing the poles that we use, which are normally sometimes rotten due to adverse weather conditions?
Thanks once again, Kaya, for the important question. It's it's important for me to state to our viewers up there that whatever we do as a company, we rely on the tariff as well. And what we do as a company on an annual basis, we make sure that we do what we call annual maintenance. Now, annual maintenance involves a number of things, mainly to reduce the number of outages. There are a number of things that we actually do to make sure that our customers have got continuous electricity supply. I'll make a simple example. In towns, we make sure that we put the network underground. We remove it from being overhead to underground, because when it is underground, there will be less outages. But in the rural areas or in the outskirts, because it's costly to put the network underground, it might be impossible for us to actually do that. What we then do, we install what we call combi units and firewalls to make sure that we minimize the aspect of outages. So in short, we actually do a lot of routine maintenance to make sure that we replace the old wooden poles with new ones so that we have less outages, mainly during the summer period. Another strategic item that we have actually also introduced, and we will be working on it, is to convert the wooden structures into steel structures, because we have realized that the steel structures will last a little bit longer. But of course, because they are costly, we will target a few areas to actually address this aspect. So those are the things that we are actually doing as an organization to make sure that we minimize these incidents. Because, by the way, we've also picked up that if we do all these things that have also mentioned above, we will actually improve in terms of safety, because that is when most of the safety incidents happen. They happen during the high season, so during the stormy season. So if we try and minimize the issue of outages during the stormy season, the incidents will be lowered as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about a safety campaign that EEC has launched, which is characterized by this safety booklet. You can get it from any EEC service center. You can get it from the EEC website. From tomorrow, when you buy your newspaper, you will also get this booklet. It's a safety booklet that will guarantee and minimize or eliminate incidents of electrocution, especially among toddlers and our youth today. You touched, as we're about to conclude our discussion, you touched the point, Babe Kama, to say part of the costs that we incur in running the business, in doing the maintenance, come from the tariff. The posts that I have from our customers there are also indicating that we have requested for a tariff increase, but they are also questioning the issues around the tariff. I felt that maybe we need to also address that one. The MD, Bab Matunja, if we can probably give us an indication, has EEC made an application for a tariff? What is the position? Where to from now?
Thank you very much, Kaya. First of all, to the viewers, would be to state that the tariff application process follows a legally defined procedure. It is true that EC already has lodged the tariff application for the next 2 financial years, ended to end 2023. However, I would not want to go into the details of the tariff application process, nor its content in terms of the application that EC has lodged with the regulator, because that is now within the purview of the regulator to deal with and indeed eventually determine the appropriate level of increases that would be necessary.
Thank you, Babi Matunjwa, for that one. Ladies and gentlemen, we've heard it from our executives from EEC that we have launched a safety booklet which is available already in all our service centers. The company is concerned with the increasing incidence of electrocution, which is why today we're here to actually launch the safety awareness campaign as we're heading towards the end of the year, which is synonymous for very high windstorms, which we eventually find to damage our electricity infrastructure. Maybe as a parting note, Babe, Mr. Matunjwa, what message are you giving us in relation to the safety campaign that we're having before we close our session today?
Mainly it's just to encourage our customers and indeed every citizen of this country to use electricity with caution. As correctly stated on the face of this booklet, it says gezi muhle kodwa uyingodi futhi uyabulala. The benefits of having electricity in your environment, be it business or household, they are numerous. And indeed, we always appreciate that people use electricity carefully and making sure that they avoid coming into contact with live wires to avoid electrocution. We want to encourage that everybody that will get access to this copy, continue to read the content and also share with your children, particularly to the parents. We encourage you to share this with your children, and the benefits of that will be really big for the country and everybody else.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matunjwa, for that information regarding our safety booklet. We did indicate when we started this session that this is the first of many live streams to come. In the advent of COVID, we have not been able to fully implement our educational initiatives within communities, within schools, which is why we do encourage you, your siblings, your kids, your neighbors, please ensure that they go through this booklet. You never know what they can learn, what they can pick. It will save their lives. EEC doesn't like to see a fatality in any of our infrastructures or in the way that we do business, which is why we're appealing to you to go through this booklet, share the information with us, give us feedback on how you view the items that are in the booklet. All what we want is that as the company implements the safety precautions and measures that the MD has spoken about, we do not leave our customers behind, which is why we want you as a viewer, we want you as our customer to be safe from electricity and the dangers of electricity that come with. Maybe on that note, may I take this opportunity to thank you and thank all the executive members of EEC and the ones that you cannot see here for supporting this initiative. This launch is basically strengthening our focus in terms of reach to our customers in education. We do appeal to you to tune in on our Voice of the Church radio program every Wednesday from 8:30, as well as our EBIS radio every Monday just after the 9 p.m. news. We are also available on this platform for you to give us information or report whatever it is that you have. We have our self-service platform, which is *8#, which you can use to report electricity-related matters. You can email us at callcenter@eec.co.sz for any electricity-related matters. You can also call our 24-hour call center at 800-9000 or 2508-3333. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. We wish to see you again in the next broadcast where we talk about electricity-related matters. Thank you.